Sugar trying to play me, and now they hate me. Now when I come around, got them screaming, oh she fame me. When I turn around, got them clicking, trying to paste me. Better pipe down before it get messy. So, what's up, my pretties? What's up, my lovelies? If you are part of the DK His House, welcome, welcome back. So glad to have you on today. As of any day, you know you're always welcome. And especially in the comment section, make sure you're commenting down below because I do respond back. And I appreciate those members who are responding back. Now, if you are not a part of the Prestige or the His House, welcome. Glad to have you. Um, so we're here to talk about Takeoff. Allegedly, or well, of course he's supposed to have been unpassed. There was a funeral, everything, money received allegedly and everything. He's not supposed to be here anymore. And there was some talk about that being kind of not all the way truthful, hoax or whatever. But then too, nobody's really seen him besides there was a little rumor that people seen him, but he hasn't went viral to where people could be like, oh, then that's true. Because I'm sure if somebody would have saw him at a Super Bowl like was alleged, that people would have went viral with it. But we did see his funeral procession, some of that, and some of the people who went there. We did see the actual place in Houston where the skating ring where they said it took place, and there was footages of all different angles, and people were trying to break the footage down to see what was what had happened, and so forth and so on. They're trying to analyze what happened, who it was. People were arrested, so on and so forth. And it was a long investigation, a long, drawn out situation that had a lot of people confused, a lot of people concerned, a lot of people in their feelings. But you think you're in your feelings then, something is happening now to where it may put a lot more people in their feelings again, because it's one thing for one of your favorite artists to pass, but it's another thing to have music being still played on the music station. And so you have to remember that person even though they're no longer here. But let's say the music is new, songs that you have not heard, songs that are not released, but that person is supposed to be passed on. Well, that's the situation that's happening right now because Quavo recently sat down and had an interview. If you don't know, Quavo was part of the Migos with Offset, Takeoff, and it was Quavo. And they split a little bit before Takeoff's passing. And it was just Quavo and Takeoff for a minute because allegedly Quavo is supposed to be related to Takeoff, like his uncle or something like that. So forth and so on. But they were only together for a minute and they only had a couple songs that they had out. Well, he sat down, Quavo, after he met with Offset and they, gave a tribute to Takeoff, letting him know that he'll be missed and stuff like that, and did a performance to represent Takeoff. In the interview, he was saying that, which is very ironic that he came out with, because I think it was like a 20-minute little clip that I saw, and he was basically letting people know about how he's dealing with the situation with Takeoff and how he still feels connected to his nephew and how he feels like he's still there watching him, guiding him and stuff like that. And he also came out with the news that there possibly could be some new songs unheard of that's going to be released by Takeoff soon through Quavo. And these were on technology that was confiscated or whatever, that was just on standby. And it has up to like 300 songs and several albums that haven't been released, and they're getting ready to allegedly share this with the world. And I feel like him sitting down that interview was just a way to get people prepared for what is to come with Takeoff releasing new music and new sounds. To be honest, I don't really know how to feel about this because I feel like it can be a double-edged sword. Like, of course, it's gonna be a lot of people that's excited, ready to hear this new music and this new sound because right before he passed, like people really started paying a lot more attention to him because, you know, in the Migos group, he was always the guy, in my opinion, they just kind of kept quiet, was low key in the background, chilling. You know, I really didn't pay him that much attention until he got split from Migos and it was him and Quavo doing their thing. And I started paying more attention to him because I realized his sound was very unique, very, you know, different and outspoken. However, all the Migos sound was very different. The Migos was one of my favorite rap groups. They were doing the dang thing before they split, even before they split and after. So Quavo had that sound that I wanted to hear, but that was cut short when he visited Houston and that went up in smokes. Okay. But like I said, Quavo said he feels like his nephew wants the music released and he feels like he owes it to his uncle to release these songs. And I feel like this would be good and bad because this would probably be the first time in history that this has ever been done. Most time songs that are released by artists may be like 1 or 2, maybe 5. But a lot of times it's not very receptive. But I know Takeoff music is fire. Like I know it because I've heard Takeoff sound before. It's fire. And to be honest, I feel like Takeoff was before his time. Like a lot of stuff that Takeoff was into and sounded like was on a whole nother level. So the music probably be fire enough that people are wanting to connect to it. People are going to want to hear it. People want to bop to it. And it very well could be played on a lot of the radio stations. However, the artist is no longer with us. And I'm a person in the past, when it's come to artists releasing music after the passing, I know it kind of helps the family, but I feel like when a person is passed on, it's like their time on earth is over with. They don't suffer no more. There's no more pain, no more suffering, no more anguish. They get to be laid to rest peacefully. However, if you are constantly hearing music from that artist, it's like, really, are they really dead? Because to you, they're going to be living on in spirit. They're going to be living on in your heart, in your mind. But the deal is, this artist, you will never be able to go see them at a concert, never being able to go to see them at a show. So it's kind of like me. I'm a person that will want to listen to it. I don't care how fire it is, how smoky it is. I probably would listen to it. And this would be, like I said, the first time that I would do this. But normally, in my case, I wouldn't listen to the songs unless it's like one of their songs they already have out. Because a new song is just going to tap new emotion, new excitement, new thrill to a person that's not even here to appreciate it, in my opinion. True enough, I do feel like in the spiritual world, the spirits can connect and see what's going on in this 3D reality. And I feel like, you know, some of them do linger around, especially since, you know, allegedly we haven't had our judgment day and stuff like that. So sometimes, you know, they're just waiting until that day. But it's like if I can't physically touch an artist, go see an artist, normally I would not want to hear anything. Like maybe one song, maybe 2 songs, but a whole 3-4 albums would be like something that I've never experienced before. I'm not prepared for, and it's gonna be different. But the crazy part is, like I said, I probably want to listen to all these albums, all these songs, because Takeoff, I feel, left before his time. And that's the crazy part, because he won't be here to go to a concert to where we'll be able to hear him, pay him to sing his songs. The only thing we'll be able to hear them on is if we download his music or stream his music or hear his music on a radio. And I kind of feel like that's playing with people, that's playing with people or whatever. It's almost as if, dang, Takeoff, if you still here, just pop out. Like, dang, like, a lot of people will be glad to see you. A lot of people don't think you gone anyway. And some people do feel like you're gone, and it's like, let's let them rest in peace. But if you out here producing music and you got 300 songs in a vault, like, where are you at? Were you popping them out after you passed and maybe you're not really passed? Or are you really passed and you had all these unreleased songs that were just up, and why didn't you release them? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like crazy, because it's like some people overlook Takeoff, but we knew he had fire. We knew he had heat. We knew he was not that dude to play with. We knew that he came with what he needed to come with, but he was overlooked a lot. And the fact that you coming with that much heat and you did not even put it out, it's kind of like, what was you waiting for? Like, what was the reason for you holding back? What was the reason for you not putting that fire out on top of fire on top of fire, so we knew not to play with you? Because like I said, I feel like the passing of Takeoff is what really spiral people into really paying attention to Takeoff. Because what's the saying? You don't really miss what you have until it's gone. You know, because people start paying attention more to his lyrics, his sound, because he wasn't able to be here anymore. And we realized he was very talented. He was very much an interest of the group, and like, he should have been more in the front than in the background than he was. And then to find out he was making music that wasn't even released yet, like, I'm kind of mad. I'm mad because it's like, do you want us to believe you here or you not here? You know what I'm saying? Because it's giving me you here, but it's also giving me like, you not here, but you making songs. So it's like confusing as heck. And I'm sure a lot of people are confused by this news. And so I want to know how you feel about it down below. What do you feel about the possibility that you may be hearing music from one of your favorite artists again from the group formerly known as Migos, Takeoff, that is passed on? Because I know there's going to be different opinions. I know there's going to be different thoughts. And I know there's going to be different views about a dead person, alleged dead person's music coming out. And I could see if they would have said, okay, he's going to be having some songs released that he hasn't put out before. But the fact you coming out with like 300 or multiple albums, it's giving me very much, I ain't going nowhere. Because it's giving me very much, people thought she was gone. Let me get in the stew and pop all these songs out real quick. Because 300 songs, that give me like 10 years worth of work. So true enough, that could have been him in the past coming up with these songs and just deciding to pop off and go independent one day and maybe pop them off. But it's like, dang, if you plan on going independent, you got that many songs, that probably would make a lot of people feel away. You know, because it's like, why didn't you put that music into Migos? Why didn't you put that music into uncle and nephew situation? You got these songs hid out and you ain't told nobody. So it will make you feel like, well, dang, did somebody really have a reason to get him off to the side out the way because he applying this pressure, or he planning on going a different direction by himself? You know, because if you don't have the Migos no more, what happens to most group is that they all go their separate ways. It was very rare to see that one member was put to the side and the two other members were still going strong. So maybe it was Takeoff's initial thoughts was to do it himself, maybe, and go off and do his own thing, or something just not adding up. Something's not adding up, and it's a lot that don't add up, because I did a video a while back about Takeoff, how a lot of his stuff seemed planned, fabricated, staged, and there was a lot of weird stuff going on. I just hope he ain't locked up in the attic somewhere at this point. Hope he's good. I hope he's well, because it's like, dang, you mass producing 300 songs? I mean, do they got a clone of you somewhere? Like, for real, for real. Like, is there a clone? I hate to be funny, but it's like, who is making 300 motherfucking songs? To me, that sounds like an independent artist or a person who went and had time to just focus on it. Because I'm like, when did you have the time? If you with Migos touring, you don't have time to pop them songs out. If you with your uncle touring, you don't really have time to come up with them songs. And then a lot of people gonna be wondering, is it AI have anything to do with it? You know, AI got all these new capabilities and technology out there that they can help produce songs. So it's just like, it's gonna create a lot of stir, even though I'll be excited to hear some of his music. It's just gonna be a lot of people talking about his music is all I'm saying. And at the end of the day, it's nothing that we can really do about it, to be honest. So if it's going to come out, it's going to come out. And I don't really care either way. But yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to have my opinion about it because I'm a citizen and I have the right to do that. But I just hope that in this situation, no harm or ill will was done to Takeoff to get access to this music that we just now hearing. Because that would be terrible. That would be a tragedy. Because obviously people know about it. And for me, if I was in a group with somebody and they had songs that was hits, songs that were fire, and songs that gave me an impression that they was going to split off from me, that would make me feel a way. I'm not going to cap. And the fact that you have access to it, that means somebody was going through his stuff, or he had to come to somebody and tell them, look, I'm going solo, or look, this my music, this my song. So what's really going on, you know? But hey, it is what it is. If he got new music, new songs, eventually we probably will be hearing it, and people eventually will be able to voice their own opinions, their own thoughts, their own expression, their own concerns about the whole situation, or whatever. And that just is what it is. To me, I'm surprised. I ain't gonna say, because the way it was put out, it was just like, we ain't gonna just sit here and bypass what you just said. We're not supposed to sit here and just bypass, like, this dude about to come up with all this heat and he ain't here no more. Allegedly, he's not here no more. So is he here, or is he not here? Is he trapped somewhere? Like, let us know. Like, this is crazy. Break to the dawn. You know we chrome, sitting on the dome. You know we home. DK, his house is on our zone. DK, his house, Pertion. Sipping on that pearly, white millet merly. Sipping on that pearly, ooh, she dirty.